Hey, everybody, welcome to Andromeda 7, your celestial gateway. Oh my goodness, look who dropped in. She's
Ouch.
real. It's good to be with you, Nick. Nick's here. Nick
Hopefully
showed up.
Jazz will be here soon.
Yeah, I know she's taking care of some business, so
Yeah.
that's good. Awesome. Let's see who we've got in chat. I'm gonna go ahead and put the live chat up there, and let's see who's in the house. We've got Grandpa Brian is at Trina's this week, and he's being fed right now, having his dinner. He may pop on in a little bit.
Yep.
Guy's been driving, doing a lot of driving, so I'm sure he's kind of tuckered out. Good to see you, Lucky Stone. Always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Regine. How are you? I hope everything is going well. Yes, happy autumn days ahead. Definitely. Yes, Soul Tribe long distance friends. You got it. That's great. I love that. Mary Mansfield, how the heck are you?
Hey,
we
Mary.
haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to you. Boy, we really missed everybody, haven't we?
Oh my gosh, it seems like it's been forever.
Yeah, so much has been going on. What's going on with you? You're now in Reno.
Well, obviously.
You live in Spark.
Yeah.
How's everything going?
Fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, that's just fresh air, mountains everywhere, and a lot of dry air. So it's better than where I was so wet.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear there's no bugs. I know there's bugs, but I haven't seen a single bug.
Not like what you described.
I mean,
like,
bug in my teeth, bug in my hair, bug down my shirt, every kind of bug you can think of. They just aren't around here as much. And the animals are so cute. The squirrels are bigger and fatter than in Maryland. And the chipmunks are even smaller. I don't know how that's possible. And just all kinds of
lots of birds.
Every different kind of bird you can think of. It's like a sanctuary, this place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm right where I want to be. And Spirit led me here. And I'm still waiting on a permanent location. But right now I'm making do with where I need to be,
Yeah.
So I just love downtown Sparks.
Mm-hmm.
The history of it. It's an old railroad town.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got all kinds of heritage landmarks and things. So I've been exploring.
Yeah.
And the marina.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. The Sparks Marina is a beautiful place to walk and just enjoy nature and commune with nature. So, but it's been a chore getting here, just temporarily settled and getting things moved around and still working on things back in Maryland. So things will come to be
fruition.
Yeah.
Yep, it's coming. Hi, Deborah Sloan. Welcome. Good to see you. Yes.
Deborah.
Well, as you guys can see, this is quite the topic. And I want you to know that we were prompted by Spirit to do this. I was really surprised that they wanted us to talk about this, but I guess it's really important. And it's really important to understand what God is to you. We know that everybody has their own view and opinion of what God is. We've all asked the question, who and what is God? And I have a really cool video for you to watch. And we'll do that in just a few minutes. But so we've been prompted by Spirit. Here we are. We're showing up, Spirit. We're getting it done. We're showing you we're serious about it. So, this is quite fascinating. I mean, we've been kind of through it this last week.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of times when we talk and we do these shows, we're experiencing all this stuff on our own and we're dealing with it. And that's where these show topics pop up from.
Yep.
And so we picked up, because we share some of the same guides, and we picked up some information to just go ahead and talk about what God's love really is.
Yeah.
And this will help you understand what God is. And again, I just want you guys to know that the video that we've done is kind of what Theresa and I are understanding, what we share. We share the same opinion about it. And again, make sure that you always do your own work.
Yeah.
Your shadow work, everything that you need to get things going, and your understanding of things, finding your truth, all of that stuff. Really make sure that you work it out and that it resonates with you. So nobody's asking you to believe our beliefs, but we're just sharing it because that's what spirit wants us to do.
That's right. Exactly. Spot on.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of giving everybody a minute to come in. We haven't been in a while. Hey, Nick, go ahead, Theresa.
I think what's fascinating about this past couple of weeks,
Yeah.
we, long distance friends, as Regine says,
Yep.
we're used to having our individual experiences and then talking. We talk all the time, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And we come up with these topics and things to discuss, and we have individual experiences. But what's been happening in the past couple of weeks is we have joint experiences on these things. So spirit's coming in, not just individually, they're coming in to get when we're together too.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're tapping into spirit together. And that's very different experience. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
When 2 or 3 people, and I guess you folks in Indiana would know because you're together a lot in these classrooms and such. But for me and Laurie, it's a new experience together to have the experience.
See, we met in 2020.
Yeah.
Doing the show, coming together as the Soul Tribe. We were watching in Wayne's chat room and, and met everybody and then created this channel.
Right.
And it has evolved over the last 5 years.
That's right.
370 some shows we've done. Yeah. And it's really chronicling our journey of our own spirituality and our awakening.
And the folks that we're closely tied to on the panel bring
like
their
Nick
experiences and stories.
Sophia, Brian. Yep.
Yeah. But it's just very different from a virtual setting to have both now. You know? So it's kind of extraordinary.
I just want to keep doing this. Is she real?
That's right. That's right. When I first greeted her, it was like when I greeted Sophia and Brian.
Camp Chesterfield. Met them in person.
I think Sophia held on to me. We must have held on to each other, for like it seemed like forever.
I love Sophia.
When you finally get to meet each other face to face, you folks in Indiana are very fortunate.
Yes,
because you get to do that with each other all the time. Like I would love to give Trina a big fat. I never
Trina Bean.
Trina Bean. There's so many people I would like to see in person. But I saw Jim and Heather and all those folks at Chesterfield, and that was pretty cool. Yeah. So, but anyway,
how are you doing, Nick? How's Nick and Jasmine these days?
Oh, it's been kind of hectic.
Yeah, I think we all been experiencing a little bit of hecticness. And it seems like it's things outside of the normal, things that you're not normally dealing with. I don't know about you guys out there watching, but have you been experiencing that too? Let us know in the chat. And also the chat string is up for you guys so you can see the conversation.
Did I tell you guys what happened? Like last month?
No.
Oh, I had to deal with a funeral.
Oh, how did that go, by the way? We're curious about that.
Yeah, it went about as smooth as you would think. A bunch of people showed up. I invited a bunch of people. So.
Yeah. But things are going well. Any communication? Any chitty chat with your friend who's passed from the other side?
Sophia helped me get a little bit, but they said it was fresh, so I've been kind of laying off of it. I did get synchronicities. I've been like tapping in and up, and I've had 2 dreams. So there's been a little bit, but
So my guide Eric, who did commit suicide, explained to me that it can take up to about 6 months because they have to go through like a soul wash healing. So they go into the healing realms, and it takes a long time to heal the soul. And then that's when it'll just kind of come out of the blue, and then you'll start getting the communication because I know you're open to it. And little synchronicities and things like that. So, that's coming. Yeah.
I think I'm going to go ahead and share something.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so most of you know 3 weeks ago, we said goodbye for a couple weeks so that I could come here into Nevada and settle. And on my way here, just before I got on the plane, right after I forwarded everything here to Laurie to hold on to, and putting a sales contract down, intent to buy this manufactured home. The wind got knocked out of my sales temporarily. I signed and closed, went to closing on my property, and went to the hotel airport a few hours later and fell asleep because I had been so hyped about getting everything together. And before I went to bed that night, I was told my buyer walked out on closing.
Which is not something that happens frequently.
Yeah.
It's very out of the norm.
It was
for that
weird for that to happen.
Yeah.
And I was already on my way here.
Yeah.
And so I stayed with Laurie and her mom for a few days and found a place to studio, low rent place to stay in for a while to see what happens, because I can't afford to go back to Maryland, and I wouldn't anyway because Spirit led me here.
Yeah.
I was meant to be here.
Yeah.
And so I'm living temporarily in a location, 14 minutes away, and if that.
About 10 minutes
from
away.
Laurie.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for things to happen. Luckily, the seller here has extended my time for a little bit. And I've had a couple nibbles this week, and we're going to see how it unfolds.
Yeah. So put some good intents out for Theresa to sell her house, because that's what needs to happen.
That's what needs to happen in order for me to make a complete transition. I'm sort of in between, but that's why this topic is so important, because you don't really understand the love of God until you've been through the kinds of things that really open your eyes.
Tested.
Until you've been thoroughly tested and your endurance has made it up to, imagine renting one place and paying a mortgage on another.
Yeah.
Having everything in your name here and having to undo it and put it back in your name for the other.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying for everything over here, but you're living over here. It's very frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been moments of resistance, and I really didn't understand. I really didn't understand the true meaning of God's love until I went through this experience. And we'll tap on some of that tonight with everyone.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'm not the only one out there that's been brought through their eye-opening.
Well, thanks for sharing that. But so Nick, you've had some crazy stuff going on, just dealing with things. How'd you feel? Go ahead.
Besides the funeral stuff, I've been learning how to lucid dream a lot more, and it's been a lot more prominent. And basically, all the things that have been secretly hiding, that is not for my best, I've been fighting and kicking out. So that's been an interesting experience. It's very interesting when you get lucid in your dream, and then you notice that you're getting played around with, and then you're just like, okay, where are they? And all of a sudden in the background you start seeing watchers or shadow people or whatever, and then they try charging at you once you point them out, because you're basically exposing them to everything else that goes bump in the night. So they don't really like when you do that. So,
how do you defuse that situation?
Well, it's my space. So
you claim your sovereignty.
Yeah, they charge at me, and they can't get past the bubble.
No,
it's like they try to run into me, but then they hit a wall.
Yeah,
they get confused, and and I usually make an exit or make them exit or whatever.
And this is all through lucid dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
Crazy stuff.
Yep. I'll notice that something's going wrong in it, or I'm getting psychically attacked or whatever, and then I've been flipping the switch from like unconscious to conscious. I don't really know how I'm doing it exactly yet.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can think of is that I've been telling my unconscious, because I've been pinpointing it on an energy level, like while I'm awake, that I've noticed that something's trying to drain me. So like I tell my unconscious, like, hey, when I go off the wheel, you're in control. You're at the helm. Protect us from A, B, C, D, E, or whatever. And I ask my guides to help out and stuff like that. And since I've been doing that, some weird stuff's been happening.
Have you tried throwing that love bomb stuff we talked about? Do you ever throw a big old love bomb at them? Because you want to see something run in like completely scared and like a little kid. Throw a love bomb at something that's negative, and boy, will they leave you alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been basically throwing
Yep.
beams at them of white light. It burns them. They don't like it.
Yep. They don't like it. Get out. Get to getting.
Yeah.
Hi, Dolly Belfour. Good to see you. Hi, Steve. Welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. It's been a minute, huh? Been about 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks, yeah.
So we have a video, and we want to share the video, and then we're going to come back and discuss it. But it's definitely going to challenge many of you. It's going to challenge your belief system. It's going to give you a different perspective. But again, remember, this is our understanding, and we're not saying this is the only understanding, but this is what we've come to know. And we do work closely with Spirit. And this is what Spirit would like us to communicate to you as the collective whole. Okay? So let me go ahead and run that video for you, and we'll come back. It's about 3 minutes. We'll give it a good listen, and then we'll come back and discuss this a bit. All right?
Sounds good.
Go ahead and cue this up.
I get to see everything she's doing. It's so cool.
All right, here we go. The mere mention of the word God invokes and stirs our imagination. What is God? Who is God? And where is God? Mankind has been asking this question for eons, and in the past several hundreds of years, we have many who enlighten us with their knowledge. Jesus of Nazareth, Paul the Apostle, Buda and Krishna, just to name a few. These souls were an embodiment of pure love and the God source energy of that in which we are all created from. For many of us in this modern age, who are simply confused and bewildered as to what our purpose in life is, not to mention the reality of whom or what God is. Many of us are still trying to figure it out. For some, religion is the answer, passed down through generations, and for others, it's simply a choice. It is important to note here that you must determine what God is to you and your journey to discover not only God, but yourself. It is an individual journey and one that only you can take. You must find these answers through your own process. I am sharing mine, and this may not be your truth, but it is mine, and the simple truth is, I am God's love. Please take the time and energy to discover yours. That is your ultimate purpose in life. The quick answer, who is God? Well, that is you. You are pure consciousness created by the Godhead, that is the omnipresence of all of love and positive light. This is a pure positive love, acceptance, guidance, frequency, designed to assist you on your journey as a soul, with human incarnations as well as animal, earth, air, aquatic life, and plants. And this also includes the insect world. You are the infinite fractals of God's light. Each lifetime prepares us for the next in a series of lifetimes that progress our soul's evolution. When you understand your soul as an infinite being, created to know itself, and from every angle possible, and then return all the experience you encounter, and brings this back to the whole of Source for the wisdom and teachings it receives. You have an infinite ability to create and design anything you choose to experience forever. This means that you were created in the image of God, therefore you are God. Now this I know is a bold statement, but truth is simpler than you know. This is the focus of our discussion tonight, and understanding that when you choose love, you choose the highest aspect of yourself. Now let's join the team for another fascinating discussion. So, isn't that something? What you think, Nick? What's your thoughts on this?
I like it. I like the topic today, but the whole little video, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not see it because I needed to go help Jasmine right quick.
Oh, no worries. Okay, no worries.
You want to simplify it or give me a question?
Well, we're just basically discovering for ourselves that we really are God's love. What is God's love? You are God's love.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with that.
In every moment, you're choosing whether or not you want to be a good person, an honest, straightforward, sovereign being, or do you want to be a negative, always putting out the negative energy. If you're choosing God's love, you're choosing who you really are in spirit, which is part of the divine and the all that is.
Right. Yeah. God's love is self-love.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, like you said, that can challenge people's beliefs saying that.
Yeah.
But you got to recognize that we are all mini gods. We're all part of that giant piece, if that makes sense. We're all pieces of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
So us claiming to be God isn't exactly wrong. It's just how much wisdom are you applying that phrase to back it up? Are you being egotistical about it, or do you actually understand you are a part of the entire whole?
I can tell you the first time I ever heard this put this way, it blew my socks off, so to speak.
Yeah.
It was really because you always think as a human that God is something outside of you, that you're not worthy enough to have that energy be part of you. And to learn that it really is really stretches your belief systems in a way, kind of like silly putty. You're just like, and well, if that's possible, what about this? And if that's possible, what about that? And
right.
Then you quickly realize that truly anything is possible.
Yeah. I use Jim's method. He calls it the KISS method. Keep it simple, silly. So for rule of thumb in whatever you're doing, this is my recommendation, is if it has negative connotations to it, it's the wrong way of thinking. If there's positive connotations to it, it is the correct way of thinking. So going into religion and like saying you got to fear God, or going into religion thinking, oh, you're not worthy of God's love, stuff like, the stuff that they do, that is inherently incorrect. Okay. I don't mean to bash anyone's like place of worship that they go to, but if they're acting like that, you might want to reflect on what you're actually doing to yourself. You don't have to be Christian to go to church.
Right. And you don't have to go to church to believe in God.
Right.
Exactly.
But that's not to impugn religion, because there's a lot of good about religion, but there's a lot of things that have been misconstrued and that isn't quite right, that's twisted for man's own benefit from whatever they get out of religion. It's always been very difficult for me to even go there with religion. I just have such I know, Theresa, for you've gone to Catholic school and you've been through all of that and you understand religion more than I would. But I just don't have that this lifetime. I don't have that to draw from. I never had any interest in it. I always felt that it didn't serve us quite like others. And I felt things kind of, to be honest, kind of phony at times. And people were just like, they would be nice to you to your face and then they'd stab you in the back, kind of a thing. And I never kind of understood that. I didn't understand how it was almost like a business in a way, but that's not to impugn religion. I'm just saying that's what it has kind of morphed into. Go ahead.
Well, it's been my experience that, and beyond Catholicism, now I've hung out with the Buddhists. I've been through the tabernacle with the, temples with the Jewish tradition and faith, and different Protestant backgrounds like Pentecostal and so forth. So I was always searching. I was searching all my life. And it's not that I have an issue with religion itself. It's, or the teachers, the main teachers that are teaching the different faith-based systems. It's the individuals within the different organizations that have interpreted things in such a way to take the focus off of what God is and what the love of God is, to all of their little rules and regulations, their resistance to the concepts of free spirit, of free will. They're about using the information in such a way as to exert control or influences over you to keep you in alignment. Now, there might be, like with the Catholic Church, at a much higher level, because they're very hierarchical, that they're trying to do things from a political perspective or different standpoint. It leads people into these mindsets where they don't realize, and I was saying to Laurie the other day, some people don't realize that they're resisting. Some people don't realize that they're not that they're really not in control of every little thing, and that they think free will means you're in total control, or that as sovereign beings, we can be king over everything. It's not. There's so many dynamics involved in your living your daily life that you don't. Hi, Robert. That you don't necessarily know at times when you're acting certain ways or what you're believing in.
Yeah, and Mary Mansfield just put this beautifully. For me, God's love is simply the positive energy that holds the entire universe together. And yeah, that includes us. I absolutely love that. And that,
bingo,
that just put it all into perspective right there. So it's not just an entity or a thing or a guy sitting on a throne with a beard somewhere.
It's a resonance frequency from deep within your own heart.
It is who you truly are.
Yep. To experience the love of God, you have to learn how to self-love.
Yeah.
And have self-esteem and all that stuff, and recognize that it's not you being arrogant.
It's not an ego.
Yeah. Just like how everyone deserves love, that includes you.
Yep.
So it's like you can't forget about yourself.
Yep, so true, Nick. And a lot of the shows that we've done, we've focused on self-love and why that's important. And not only when you start to love yourself, then you start to love others and you see them in a different light. And you realize, just as your friend who passed away was on a different path. And that was his path to walk and his choices to make. And let me tell you, someone who does something like that is a very, very strong soul indeed, to come in and experience that. And I get that from my guide. It takes a very strong soul to do that and to walk that path. And we're all here on an individual basis, walking our own paths, doing our own things, learning our own things that we need to learn. Yeah.
I like what she said. Grandpa Brian says here, if you think you are not.
If you think you are not worthy of God's love, you probably don't have self-love. Bingo, Brian. Bingo. You got it. That's it. Amazing.
Yep.
The thing is when you hear folks in the New Age spiritual movement, if you will, or modern spiritual movement, you'll hear a lot of us talking, for those who are watching at home, and you'll hear a lot of us talking about we are God. God is us. It's the God within. The kingdom of heaven is from within. And some people go, how dare you?
Yep.
How dare you? Yep. And so another way of thinking about it is not that you're right and we're wrong, or that we're right and you're wrong.
We're not singing the I was right, you're wrong song.
No, we're not doing that. But what we're doing is recognizing that even biblical references, even in Genesis, as being created in the image of God. Well, our humanness might very well, our flesh and blood might very well be in some type of image of a hominid form, but what's in our hearts and what's in our thoughts matches or mirrors that of God. So when we were created in God's image, what we're saying is, and what Jesus was teaching constantly, is that we're a reflection of that source energy, creative spirit that created all that is.
What's interesting is when you mention Jesus, if you consider the time that Jesus came in and how novel this would be to especially that group of people that lived in that population at that time, to have one person coming out and being God's love.
Yeah.
And you're not used to it. You're used to that dog eat dog, life is hard. And you don't, I mean, he in himself would be like a God to you anyway, because it wouldn't be something you'd be experiencing as a collective. And so he was the one that came in and said, well, let's try this.
Yeah.
let's see where this puts us. Right.
So what we recognize as the love of God is really that spark, that frequency, that vibration that one holds in the knowledge and awakening to the fact that we are representations of God's thought. We are fractals of his image. And as such, we are of a large body of oneness. We have individual experiences, but we're all expressions of God's love. And so when you cut down other people, or you cut yourself down and you don't recognize your own worth or value, as Brian was saying, instead of looking in the mirror and saying, God, I'm so ugly. No, you're beautiful. You're a beautiful expression of that love.
And unique.
And you're unique. And so it's your egoic mind in this egoic realm or dimension. It's part of just going through the trials that we agreed for ourselves to experience. But you're not giving God credit for being perfect and beautiful. And I believe that God's energy is love and light. And it's beautiful. And when you see people helping other people, or treating animals, or even animals treating other animals with kindness and love, you're experiencing what we're capable of doing and what we are deep within. And no matter what the trials or tribulations are that you're going through, at any moment, if you stay in that vibration and you just know I'm one of many and many of one, and all is within one, and one is God, then it's okay for me now to believe that I am God. I am an expression of God, and so are you, and so are you, and so are you.
Mm-hmm. And so are all of you.
And so are all of you who are watching.
Mm-hmm.
So that's to me is what the love of God is representing. It's who we are down deep inside.
I've got a question for Nick. So Nick, what would you tell someone who is very foreign to the self-love of the self? How would they go about that? And how is it okay? I mean, we've all done really bad things in our lives. It's hard to forgive yourself. It's hard to get past some of that stuff. People have trauma in their lifetime. How do you get past the trauma? How do you get to a point where you see things from a different perspective, especially the self-love? How do you cultivate that? How do you begin that process? How do you believe in that?
Well, I feel like everyone's way of getting to that point may slightly be different, but I can share how I did it, because this is coming from a guy that was diagnosed with chronic depression and figured out how to reverse it. When they said how to get out of it, I figured out how to get out of it. So, yeah, like you said, everyone's done stuff that they regret, but learning the philosophy and the wisdom of the esoteric teachings helped me a lot. One of the things is that recognize that you in the past doesn't have to be you in the now. Everything is constantly changing. If you've done something bad in the past, but you are in the present striving to be better than that, and you are putting that work in every single day, then instead of treating yourself like you're not enough, you should be giving yourself a pat on the back. Not everyone does that. Sometimes people who are doing wrong to others sees nothing wrong with them, and they keep being a bad person towards others. like it's their birthright or something. So the fact that you've self-reflected, you've experienced the guilt and shame, and you are going through the process of atonement, that speaks volumes to me on your character. Because not even most world leaders nowadays are willing to do a process like that.
So because war and all that's big money. They making big money off all that. Yeah. They don't want it to stop.
So the fact that someone would actively choose to do the exact opposite of how this system is set up is probably one of the strongest and bravest things you can do in this reality, in my honest opinion.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So the first thing is, once you see your actions and you self-reflect on it and you want to do better and you want to atone, that's the first thing. You got to accept the fact that you're putting in that work. And if everyone else around you still thinks you're a monster, recognize that doesn't matter. You yourself know you're doing better, so you have to have that self-love, love with God. Give yourself that grace, because God would. A lot of humans and people and other people in general, they forget that self-righteous judgment isn't something that you're really supposed to do. So,
when we're human, but before I get into that, I'd like to put Mary Mansfield's comment up here, because it's honestly, it's brilliant. Once we learn to recognize the divinity within ourselves, we can remember that being extraordinary is our birthright. We don't have to stay trapped in trauma and pain. It's not why we were created.
Amen.
I love that. But the other thing is too, and Spirit has made me very aware of this, as a human being, your past experiences is your past. And the way it becomes the past is because you have expanded, you've experienced something, you've gone through it, and that becomes your past. The future hasn't been written yet, so that feels like it's always out there. But when you're in spirit, you're always in the now moment. You're always in that moment. So anything that has been done in the past can be forgiven, but that's something you would have to forgive yourself for. And that's called the shadow work. And that's where you get into all that. Your traumas, your understanding, you have certain agreements with other souls. You come into this life to learn. Some of these are really hard. Some are very difficult to grasp and say, why would I choose this? Like an abusive family or something like that. Well, because the soul learns from these experiences, good or bad, right or wrong, they all learn from these experiences. And that's the value to the soul in the end. That's all that really matters. And you've done it lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And that's where the karmic wheel comes into play too. How much of those lessons have you learned? How much have you actually been able to get past? Or how many of those do you keep repeating? Like relationships, you get out of one relationship, you hop into another one, and it's the same routine, the same situation you already experienced. So how do you break that? By recognizing it, by understanding that there's so much to this human experience.
Well, I kind of like what we were going over a few days ago, and you brought it to my attention, so I appreciate it. But it's a different perspective on things. It's like everything is now. And Robert Bauer has said this before about consciousness. So consciousness is love. And because we exist, and creation is an act, and existence is an act of love. So everything that has happened in your lifetime or previous lifetimes, if you believe in reincarnation, everything that's happened has led up to now. So you don't have to live in everything that's already happened. You already are who you are right now. And so whatever you're going to be tomorrow or the next day or the day after is also now. You've already created your whole story. You're just playing it out. We're just getting, like I said to Laurie, I'm just getting caught up. I've been in Reno for a long time. I'm just getting caught up to where I am now in Reno. because I had the dream of being here a long time ago. And I had the dream of bringing my life to this point where it is right now. And there's more to come because I have more in my dream. I haven't finished living it out yet. So I don't have to live in what could have been perceived as mistakes or failures or anything from the past. That helped strengthen me and bring me to my nows, to who I am right now. So it doesn't matter that, and I had a hard time letting go of this. Laurie, I've been this and I am this and I am that for 65 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I'm defining myself by everything.
By your past.
By my past.
You're who you choose to be in the now moment. In this moment, who are you choosing to be?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I was a business owner. Okay. Well, that doesn't define who I am right now. What defines me is what I'm doing now. This is what I'm doing. And this is just a small part of what I do.
Yeah.
It doesn't define me.
Yeah.
And I did say to you, labels are not like on a soup can.
That's right.
Situation. Yeah. You know, don't label yourself.
Yeah.
Who do you choose to be in this moment? What do you think about that, Nick?
So that goes into my second thought, that the other thing I think is people should. Oh, what was I about to say? I just lost it.
While you're finding that thought, Mary Mansfield, again, another brilliant. And not everything that happens to us is a lesson for us. We often agree to play a role in the lessons of others.
Yep.
That's very true.
Yeah. Bingo.
There's 8 billion stories being lived out, and there's bound to be overlap at times. I totally agree with that. Mary, you're like spot on.
Now, what does that say about manifestation? The ability, okay, we tend to lose faith when we don't manifest what we think we want to manifest. So is it something that we're doing?
Well, if you think you're in control,
when there's other people, because we're playing a role in their lessons too.
Exactly.
So that chick that wouldn't sign at the last moment while I'm on a plane over here.
Yeah.
I got really PO'd there for a while.
Sure, I would be too.
But I was playing a role in her game.
That's true.
And
that's true.
And I learned some lessons from it myself.
And you worked through it. Yes, you worked through it. Yeah.
So, in fact, free will's not about being in control at all, is it?
No.
What's it about?
You can change. You have the ability to change things.
Okay.
You could change on a dime. You could change the way you think about something, and suddenly you're looking at something differently, and you're making different decisions.
Uh-huh.
To me, that's free will. I could get up out of this chair and walk away from this podcast right now.
Uh-huh.
And that's exhibiting free will.
Uh-huh.
But it's really that simple to me.
Well, yeah, but I'm on a plane.
Uh-huh.
I'm expecting the money to hit my account.
Sure, and
I'm
doesn't.
told, surprise!
Yeah, and somebody just pulls the rug out.
Somebody pulled the rug out, and I
wasn't
have no
anything
money
you
in the
did.
bank.
So what do? You turn things around and you go, okay, that happened. All right.
I had a free will choice. Sue the hell out of her.
Now
sue her.
You could
or let it go.
And so what good would come out of suing?
I let it go.
Yeah, because you would time, money invested. It would have delayed things even more.
Money, more pain, more discomfort, a complete separation of myself from my dream.
It's a no-brainer. You go, okay, well, this is the cards I'm dealt. All right, I'm going to do my best to do whatever I need to do to get myself stable, figure it all out, and then move from there.
Yep.
You face your problems head on, and you don't, you can cry about it if you want, if it helps.
Oh yeah. So the thing I was thinking about, a part of tapping into the self-love is you need to, and a lot of people like to focus on what they're bad at. They've been drilled into that they have to be perfect in some shape, way, or form, and that's not the case. I promise you, it doesn't matter how perfect you are going to lack in something, because that's just part of being human. We're not infinite beings. We're going to have flaws. We have also a finite amount of time that we can.
They don't have to define you, Nick.
Yeah.
They do not have to define you.
That's
my free will choice.
That's right.
You also have to acknowledge the fact that we all have a finite amount of time in this version of us. So we don't have eternity to figure it all out in one time. So you gotta be okay with that. So instead of focusing on your weaknesses,
and that's the wheel of karma. That's the wheel of karma.
Focus on your
I
strength.
want to get it right this time. I want to get it as good as I possibly can. I want to leg up on all of this. I don't want to keep coming back and doing the same thing over and over until I get my lessons. I want to get them. I want to figure it out. I want to move forward, and I want to implement it. And I want to make sure that I'm making the best possible decision for myself, but not only for me, but everyone else involved.
Yep.
And that's how spirit works.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The most successful people, they do not tunnel vision on what they lack. They focus on what they have, and they build upon that, which is my third thing I mentioned, is instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you do have. That's also really important, I feel like.
And how can it get better?
Yeah, I feel like
instead of saying, who's going to drop the next bomb on you,
right?
Instead of thinking the worst of everything all the time, how many of you out there think of what is the best that can happen?
Yeah.
Right.
Who thinks that way? Do you, Nick?
I do.
Do you think of what's the worst that can happen, or do you think what's the best that can happen?
Oh, no. I either think of what's the best could happen, or I go, it's just a phase.
It is what it is.
I'll go through it like I have already, because that's kind of what I'm going through right now. Yeah, and so is Theresa from the bombshell she just told us about what she's been going through. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta do that. Like I've talked about before. Like I've had 3 resets in this life where I lost everything or almost everything, and then coming out of it, I got even more from it. This is another time of that happening.
Or maybe Nick,
another death and rebirth moment. So
yeah, maybe your challenge was over and it was time for that situation to end. And sometimes we don't choose that; it just happens.
Yeah. That's a lesson I've been having to learn, that I can't control it or force it when it involves other people's free will, because that just makes me into a tyrant.
Be careful what you ask for too, Nick. Here's a good one. I don't care what it takes, Spirit. Just get me the hell out of here.
Oh yeah,
I've been going through this, blah blah blah. When are you gonna make something happen? Just whatever it takes, just get me out of here. Oops.
Don't say that. I always say as easy as possible.
So that's not the way to do it. And here's another one. I'm a project manager. I'm a project planner. I know what I'm doing. I researched the hell out of everything. I lined everything up perfectly. I'm perfectly in control of this situation. And I'm going to manifest it because it's my passion. And Spirit wants me to be happy. Oh, God, you just beef yourself up. What does that sound like? That's ego coming in.
And anger.
But you don't see it. Anger. You don't see it. It's ego. It's anger.
Yeah. How are you going to manifest rainbows and butterflies when you're angry?
You're just not, because it's a form of resistance.
Right.
It was a form of resistance. And I said to Laurie, my God, I didn't recognize that was resistance. I was just doing what my Enneagram says I'm here. My Enneagram even says you're a project manager. You're a project planner. This is what you do. This is what I've done all my life. I've run companies. I've run big businesses. I've helped with smaller businesses, and it's like, why can't I make this happen? I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I've jumped through all the hoops, but that you have to let go. I learned through this that you got to let go of that, because that's not who you are. That's just a role you played. It's a skill set, like you say, it's a skill you learned.
Brian's saying here, wonder if there was no such thing as karma. It is an illusion that makes you feel that you owe a debt for a role that you are playing. That's interesting.
That's interesting spin on it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because everything in the material realm is technically, it's not an illusion, but it is also could be considered one. So the rules here that apply here aren't exactly what's true. they're true for this reality, but they're not true for whatever's outside.
And that's a whole nother ball game, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is the truth of the situation?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we could sit here and speculate why she did what she did and why she didn't do, and then we wasted all this energy, time, and on it, and then we go, oh, okay, we don't need to go there. But what do we need to do now? What do we need to do to stabilize you? What do we need to do to get things where they need to be for the moment and just stabilize things? And that focuses on the issue, the problems, or the things that you're going through, instead of focusing on what somebody did to you and why they did it.
Yeah. It's just you're spinning your wheels when that happens.
Yeah.
You know, taking responsibility means accepting that not everything is in your control. Sometimes you're building resistance and not realizing it, and just letting go and letting things flow and watch the outcome and not try to control the outcome.
How hard is that for people to do?
Very.
Yeah.
It was,
don't do anything. Wait a minute. Don't do what?
What
happens when I don't do anything? I can't do nothing. Well,
I'd be fired if I didn't do anything.
That's the best thing you could do. But you don't have the discipline or the gumption to put it in a way that we understand. I mean, you could sit here and just mess with it all you want, or you can just focus on everything that really is important. Yeah. Lucky says, the problem is not the problem. The problem is your reaction to the problem. Captain Jack Sparrow.
That's right.
That's right. You got it. Have another mug of ale, Jack.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
That's the hardest thing to do, is to do nothing. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's okay to do nothing. It's okay to just, you just constantly want to control the situation. You want to get a leg up on it. You want to, do all these things, but it doesn't, in the end, how does it serve you? How does it really serve you?
That's one of my lessons in this life. I'm supposed to figure out how to stay idle, and instead of forcing things, let it come to me instead.
Yeah.
And oh my God.
Isn't that awful?
I like my downtime, but I don't like feeling like I don't have a direction.
Or a purpose.
Yeah. Well, I know I have a purpose. I just like having the direction. Like, okay, this is the next objective. This is what I'm going to work on. Not just like it be up in the air and like, we'll tell you when you're supposed to know. Like, well, why am I getting blinded? Well,
that's when you tap into the feeling, though. You tap into the feeling. What is it you're passionate about? You start asking these questions. What are you passionate about? What do you want to spend all your time doing? What do you want to put all of you into?
Yes, but now I went through that, and that's why I wanted to be here.
Okay.
And that's what got me here.
Right.
Then the winds got knocked out of my sail, and I'm adrift like Captain Jack Sparrow. And I'm running out of supplies. The weather's turning. The ship is in jeopardy. So you go back to, your instinct is to go back to, well, what do I need to do to regain control? Guess what? That's a form of resistance, believe it or not. And I really had to whip myself this past couple weeks to figure that out, because I didn't realize. Thank you for the sound effects. Because I didn't realize the extent to what that meant. Because I'm not the kind of person to let something go. I'm the kind of person who runs in and takes charge and fixes it. But there's no fixing something that you don't have any control over, because everybody else is exercising their action plan, which is what we were talking about earlier. So it's really hard to feel God's love and all of that. That's my attitude. And
you just cut yourself off from
that's it. The attitude is, how do you feel God's love in this?
Oh, it's easy to say.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You've just beat your own butt.
Yeah.
So. And then, but let me answer it. You feel it by just closing your eyes, breathing it. You just fill yourself constantly, allowing yourself to feel it. Well, what are all the good things that have happened in my life? What really worked for me? What is the thing I feel the strongest about? Why am I here? And why did I want to be here? So you have to remind yourself of the goodness, of the good moments. See, the glass is half full, not half empty. Not what's wrong about this, but what's right possible about this. What's possible.
And what's good.
What's good about this, and what can get better.
Yeah. Yeah. And for whatever the reason you're going through it is because you're meant to experience that.
Right. Right.
So no resistance makes it a lot easier situation to kind of get
and
through.
Somebody like me will say, well, what do you mean I'm resisting? I'm not resisting anything. I'm doing what I was always meant to do. And then you come to realize if you just let her go on, that you've been resisting and not knowing that was resistance. I didn't know I was resisting.
Remember, the stories we tell ourselves are not always true. So, and truth, that's another thing. When I started learning and Spirit was teaching me about how the universe works, the laws of the universe, and the biggest one is truth. All I really am interested in now is what's the truth of the situation. Yeah. So I can make my decisions based on the truth, not the story you're telling me, not the story I'm trying to tell myself. Yeah. Just give me the truth of the matter.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about that, Nick?
I mean, it's hard for my brain to wrap around. Like I want to make it happen all the time.
Yep. Like me. So you're divine masculine, you're fire energy.
Yeah.
That is who you are. So you're always being prompted by the self because that's the blueprint you chosen for this lifetime because that's what you do. Now, Jasmine, on the other hand, she's the divine feminine. She works at it from a whole different perspective.
Supposed to.
Uh-huh.
Because she's really direct too. She always wants to make it happen. I like you said, I don't understand why I have to sit idle and wait for the opportunity. I don't know why they're teaching me that when I am like a fire sign and male. And
there it is.
There it is. We're in the same boat here, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Like you were saying, like how you feel like you're drifting. Yeah, I'm at that point right now. My bank account keeps dwindling, and I'm just like, I gotta keep the faith.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything that I've been teaching, I'm a phony. That's the way I look at it.
But you're not. And here's the thing, and I'm still going through it too. Okay, I know those moments. Well, Spirit, when you're gonna make this, I mean, I've been putting all my trust and all my eggs in this basket and listening to your nudgings, and whenever you're nudging me and they're not coming out right, and so is all this a bunch of malarkey or blah blah? You start doubting. And the more you stay in that frequency and that vibration, the more you're saying, how did Esther Hicks put it? This guy was saying, everybody's calling me Eddie or David.
David.
And my name is Eddie.
My name is Ed.
And she goes, that's because you keep saying, I am David, David, David. David, David, David. I'm Eddie, or I'm not David. I'm not David. And then it gets to, I'm not David, 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 David. So in other words, he's making his reality, and other people.
Instead of saying I'm not David, you say I'm Eddie.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Eddie.
Eddie. So what I've been doing, Nick, is instead of laying there in bed and staring up at the ceiling, going, "Okay, I'm here now. What?" I'm like, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. It. Whatever happens, happens. You gotta trust it.
And the moment that you let go and you say the whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's when it changes. That's when it shifts.
And I said, I need money. I need money because mine doesn't come in fast enough, and I'm doing 2 places at once. I just need money. And $20, $30 shows up in my account, or somebody sends me $200. It's not that I don't have money and can't pay back. It's when the money comes in, and I had spent the money to get here. So all the money was spent, and then the wire transfer didn't come in. So it left me with a depletion while I'm waiting for my money. So I'm out of sync. And Esther Hicks calls it being out of the vortex. Even Jesus, when he was nailed to the cross, came out of the vortex and said, why have you forsaken me? So he's talking to Spirit because he was always channeling. That's what he was about. And so he's had this moment out of that vortex. And so you and I are in this waiting for Godot game, waiting for things to happen game. And we feel so out of control because we're not able to make things happen. And so that's when doubt creeps in, and that's when your faith starts feeling a little, And so I had to completely just give up and go, I surrender. I just surrender. And that's not like me either, because I don't play the surrender game. But in the surrendering, that's when a $30 check showed up. That's when my brother out of the blue just sent me $200. I'm like, what? I didn't ask for that.
Yeah, but you did.
I did, but I asked Spirit. I asked
Spirit
God.
Okay.
They got it. They gave it to you. They gave
it to you. They answered
That's
it.
the love of God. He doesn't want to see anyone feel this way. He doesn't want to see his creation fail. He's never going to put me. It's when I realized all my life the close calls I've had so many close calls. He never has given me something I can't endure in the end. I had to remind myself of that. There's never been anything so bad that I wasn't saved at the last moment.
That's true.
From within. My own reactions and actions. So I'm my own savior in how I think.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, how I respond and how I think. But of course, in any given moment, a person can feel totally devastated, like, oh my God. And you just don't know how you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it feels like I said to God the other day, you bring me right to the brink. You bring me to the edge of success and then you take it away. I said that. I said that to Spirit a couple weeks ago. You bring me right to the edge. And just as I think, oh, wow, I had a sign here that this is going to work. And I had a sign here. Spirit's telling me all these wonderful things. And then, whew, you know how many times I've had to do that this summer just to get where I am now?
That's
true. I
true.
really went through it.
Yeah,
you did.
And one can't help start losing faith. One can't help start feeling this is all not real. But in the end, it is. It's just that it's part of whatever we set up to experience along the way. And having faith means standing your ground and holding that vibration of love. So instead of feeling angry at this person, and at first I did, I started realizing her backstory. She's pregnant. She had all kinds of issues going on. She was losing her funding on her program that she worked for because of what's going on in society, the government shutdown.
So she was affected by that.
She panicked and pulled out at the last possible second. It affected everybody. It affected the roofing contractor that I need to pay, the mortgage loan payoff, the homeowners association that I owe. Everybody is now standing in line waiting for their money. And I have nothing to give. So, of course, I got to that mindset where I started losing faith in this whole thing. And then I realized that there are so many times I've had such close calls in my life. God within. I have always.
Let me ask you this. Are all your needs met at the moment?
Yes.
Every single need. You have a roof over your head?
Yes.
A bed to sleep in?
Yes.
Food to eat?
Yep.
Clothes on your back?
Yep.
A warm bed?
Yeah.
I think you're doing good.
Is it the most comfortable bed? No. Do I have enough clothes? Well, I have about 6
What's
outfits.
right about it? Not what's wrong about it.
Exactly.
What's right about it?
Exactly. Am I living in a palace? Oh, hell no. Am I surrounded by the most wonderful people in the world?
Okay, but we're not going the negative. See, we're always going to the positive.
But this is the question you just asked Nick a few minutes ago. Do you go to the negative first or the positive first?
And I'm saying, no, I don't go to the negative.
Right. But I do.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
And how does that serve you?
It doesn't.
Okay.
That's why I'm doing so much better.
There you go.
That's a point that I'm trying to make with everybody. That's how you experience God's love.
Yeah.
It's not saying, well, this is a crappy place. And I'm afraid to even go outside it after 10 o'clock at night. No, it's not where you are. It's how you are.
Yes. Yeah.
And you drove
Am I eating
right?
steak dinners every night? No, I'm eating one meal a day, but I'm being fed.
Yeah.
Did you drive or fly?
I flew.
Yeah.
Non-refundable tickets.
Oh, that's another thing. Here you are. You're faced with this. Do I go home to a house with nothing in it?
No
bed, no
furniture.
clothes, no furnishings.
Everything's at your garage.
Right. Or do I continue with the plan and figure it out?
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm here now.
Yeah, you figured it out.
And then, the mundane things that you miss, you had a safe flight. You got there in one piece.
Exactly.
No problem.
Now, had she driven, honestly, I don't think she would have made that 3-day drive by herself.
No.
And I know how quickly this one can fall out, because I'd be talking to her one minute and the next minute it's crickets.
Bonk.
I'm like, she just passed out.
Yeah, I do. I got to
planted,
the drop of a pin.
I'm like, okay. So you wouldn't have made that drive. No. So the plane ride was the best possible solution for you. Yeah, and that was positive.
And that's where you start getting a lot of attraction into play. Like attracts like. So you start focusing on positive things are going to keep happening to you.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, let go of expectations, though, because bigger changes, they take some time.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not like in spirit where you snap your fingers or
the
whatever.
Very first thing is you recognize how important you are in the thought of God.
Yep.
Why you were created and why you're here.
Yep.
You're like you. I have a sense of I know what my purpose is.
Right.
Yep.
It's the direction. Yeah. And the waiting. Oh my God.
It's just the nature of this reality. Like it's harder. It takes longer to manifest things here because more light is required to do it.
Yes.
Yes.
So everything's more denser here, so it needs more material.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Very true.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Kind of an interesting discussion, huh? I mean, is this something you would talk to somebody else about? Probably not. Probably not.
No.
Yeah. And expectations are very difficult because it seems like every time you have an expectation, it doesn't pan out that way.
And then you get mad or disappointed or sad. Right. And don't cling on to expectations that hard.
Mm-hmm. And like in your situation, what I would say for you is think about a situation that would be good for you and for others. Put me in a situation that is going to be good for everyone involved.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm supposed to be, but Spirit, lead me to where I am going to serve the most for others and myself, for everyone to benefit, and start putting that out there.
Well, it does help me that this isn't my first time going through a transition like this.
Mm-hmm.
I had one during high school.
Yeah.
I had one during my early adulthood.
About every 7 years it happens.
Yeah.
Oh. Has it been?
Think about it. What happened when you were 7? What happened when you were 14? What happened when you turned 21?
There was a transition at around 7.
28.
I'd say it was a little sooner than that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Every 7 years, you're going to go through a major change and a major shift in your life.
There was a big one at 14. There was another big one at 21.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 28 now, so that makes sense.
So think about that. You've already gotten through a lot of those ups and downs.
Yeah.
Now you're going into that last, or not the last one, but you're going into this next one. And now there's going to be some lessons and things that you're going to learn from that as well. It's all growth. It's just pure growth. But again, making sure that you put out what's going to be best for me and everyone involved, and not a situation like you just came out of because you need to make a few bucks to make, to pay this or pay that.
Yeah.
Focus on everybody's benefit. And then see where things lead you. And then watch the subtleties. Listen to the voice in your head. I have left jobs where I walked out. I'm out of here. Good Lord, see you never. And walk to my car and hear what I need to do next. Oh shit, what have I done? Oh no. Maybe that wasn't so smart, but wait a minute.
Something
comes in.
This one I did just this time. It was my first time doing that. it's actually interesting why I decided to do it. So like, I didn't like what was happening. Like me personally, I felt like I was getting targeted.
Yeah.
And I already didn't like working in where I was at not the place. I loved the place, but the people I was working under, I didn't like because it felt like they were protecting my abuser.
Yep.
And I had to work directly under her, and it was really deteriorating my mental health.
What do you think the lesson was for them, having you walk out? What do you think that lesson was for those people that you left behind?
I don't know, because from what I hear, other people left soon after on top of it.
So that indicates there's something bigger going on, right?
Yeah, I think
you were the catalyst. You were the catalyst for that situation.
Yeah. In my opinion,
you had the strength to walk away, and that gave others the strength to do the same thing.
In my opinion, the lesson is that upper management are trusting the wrong people, and they continue trusting the wrong people, and it bites them in the arse every single time.
And you, for one, have self-love, confidence.
Yeah. You would think after X amount of years of it happening over and over again, they would figure that out, but there's stuff going on that I'm not going to say out loud. That there's a reason why it's happening.
And you don't need to, but there's always a bigger truth. There's always something more going on around everything.
Yeah.
And when you get into those truths, you'll never know until the day you go to your life review and you find out exactly what was going on, and that, dang, I really was strong enough to walk away from that. Look how it affected all these other people. I had no idea. I didn't know that I affected them that way.
Yeah. And I wasn't perfect, like I was a good employee, but I wasn't like, the star child or nothing, but like, enough was enough.
But you went in, you showed up every day, you did a great job, you did it to the best of your ability, you treated people with respect, you treated yourself with respect, right?
Yeah. So,
and you have self-love.
The reason why it was weird, because the reason what made me decide to do it was I felt an entity wrap their arms around me from the back and hugged me. And then they whispered, "Remember, you don't have to be here." And I just ding. I was like, "You're right. I don't have to be here." I just walked out.
Yeah.
So,
and boy, wasn't that liberating?
Yeah, it was.
And you probably have some remorse about it, because now you don't have that financial stability, but you have the mind, body, soul stability. You're not in that environment anymore. Yep. You're going to figure it all out. It's all going to come through for you. This is just a temporary situation.
Yep.
But again, focus on what's going to be best for you and best for others. Seriously, put that out there and see how quickly things will shift.
Yep.
I mean, it's worth a shot.
Yep. Nick, did you feel regrets at first? Like, no. Oh, I didn't consider the outcome before I acted the way I did.
No, not even a little bit, actually.
Okay,
that's good.
Like I said, I've gone through these resets before, so I've already, and like,
I've been here, done that. Yeah.
So like my level of faith is pretty high. I mean, I have my lows just like anyone else, because I am human. But like in the back of my head, it's like it's going to work out the way it needs to work out.
Right.
As long as I don't give up, something will give, and I'll get a new opportunity.
Yes.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, it's those moments where I would love to have been in that reset mode too. I've reset too, but my resets usually take a while.
Yeah.
It's a lead up to it before. It's usually not a on the spot decision like that. It's usually a rolling, unfolding.
Most people don't shift that quickly. I've been told that from Spirit. For me, they're like, most people cannot shift as quickly as you do, Laurie.
Right.
You can't expect people to shift like that. I understand that. I get it. But like I said, I think I'm an overachiever here. Yeah. I really want to get the lessons this time. I don't want to do this again. I want to get it. I want to graduate. I want to move on.
But now, Laurie,
you just keep doing it over and over again. No one wants to really want to do that. Like,
yeah. No. Well, I've been with her for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Almost 3 weeks. And I've seen for myself that people like Laurie are what do you call it? Get the job done. Get it done.
Yeah.
She doesn't. It's not a stone that gathers moss. She's very decisive, and so her transitions too spiritually are the same thing. She'll come up with something with over a day or two. She'll share it with me, and it's an out. Oh wow. But it's really an echo of what she's already said before in a couple different ways, but it's hit her in a new way with a new set of lenses. And she puts it into action like bam. And so that's been good for me because when she shares it with me, I can see it through her eyes, through that perspective. And I've been going, oh, wow. Oh, wow. And so it's been changing for me too, because I don't normally, because of being the crab, I have to.
You're like this.
I'm like, I have to think about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm all, yeah, she's the lion. She's the lion. Roar. You know, takes the crab and throws it. You know,
but it's crazy.
But it's crazy, but it's actually good because I'm starting to see things more clearly. And it's taking me less resistance. I used to just like go, what? You know, and I would have to think about it for like a week or two before I would put it into action for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But being in this situation and seeing how folks like you act quickly, Nick, and like, okay, that's it. Gone. I had it.
Yep.
Gone. It would have taken me a week or two to make that decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have, you know.
You wouldn't have shifted as quickly as you did. Yeah.
So, but a fast shift isn't necessary to make a change, but it helps. Because then
it's kind of like being on the freeway and you go, oh shit, there's my exit. Yeah. You know? That's exactly what it's like.
Exactly.
Well, so there's one little thing I'd like to say. Spirit did give us a channeled message, and I was going to read that really quick. And this was after the video. So I'll share that, and then we're kind of coming to the end here. So if there's anything else you want to address, Nick, just let me know after I read this, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. So Spirit says, you are God's love. Yes. As fractals of God's image, you are made perfect and of pure love, with many distinctive expressions of that love. You are therefore a gift to the universe. And as you are all gifts with various expressions, you are treasure to another as well. To enjoy these gifts, you allow yourself to express only those things that bring the feeling of love and joy into you and emanate out from you to others, all things for the greater good. You are all therefore not only parts of the Godhead, but the way showers and the light showers of truth, which means pure love to all. That is throughout all kingdoms, and no matter what forms you take on for your individual experiences. You're already perfect. You're already complete. Stop telling yourself you're not.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get out of it. What's your thoughts there, Nick?
I absolutely agree. You gotta give yourself some grace.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like you, it's
and forgive yourself of your own sins, the past.
Yeah, it's a catch-22 in my opinion with how they set it up, because like they spam things so often where you get put in a mindset of like of that negative side of things, like you're not good enough.
You're always looking at the worst possible scenario.
Yeah, you're not good enough, or you got fear God, or
what about the best possible?
Yeah, or like this person is doing better than you. Why aren't you doing as good as them? That's another thing in culture that they do a lot. They glamorize people, you know, like celebrities.
You ever stop to think that maybe that person that you perceive as doing better actually is not?
Yeah,
and is not very happy.
Exactly.
You ever stop to think about that?
Yeah, they might have luxury on a material level, but you don't know what they're going through. It could be a whole different kind of hell that is mind-boggling. Mm-hmm. So I trust me when I say I envy no celebrity for good reason. And if you know, you know.
Just focus on you. Focus on you, not what others are doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because that's really what you're here to do, is to be an individual and to focus completely on yourself, to learn how to be an individual, and then to have that experience.
Yeah.
At least that's the way I see it. Well, listen, you guys, we're coming to the end here. Let's see, Halloween is next week, so we'll see you after Halloween, and hope you guys have a safe and happy Halloween. And again, please take all this with a grain of salt. And if it resonates with you, soak it up. If it doesn't, let it go. Find some other way to help yourself out. But hopefully you guys got something out of it. When we share our experiences, we hope that you get something out of it. And if you do, then it's the time and energy that we put into these shows makes it worthwhile. And I know it's worthwhile to somebody. So there's somebody out there watching going, wow, I never thought about it that way.
That's right.
Yeah. So giving you some food for thought. And we just want to thank you all for hanging in there. We know it's been a couple of weeks that we haven't been able to be on here. But, hey, we're taking care of ourselves. We're doing a lot of self-love and reflecting on our own situations, as you could do as well. So
that's right.
And Nick, I want to thank you for being here. You always bring a lot to the discussion. Miss having Brian on here, and I'm really missing Jazz and Sophia. You betcha.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get to see you guys after Halloween.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again, everybody. Thanks for watching. Peace, love. And be in joy and be in love. Peace out, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.